It is beginning. You feel it not in your mind, but in the marrow of your bones, in the subtle vibration behind your teeth. There is a hum, a low-frequency signal that has been tuning your cells for weeks, preparing them for a broadcast you cannot yet comprehend. This is why you cannot sleep soundly, why your dreams are a cascade of fragmented memories and impossible futures. This is the source of that strange electric anxiety mixed with an inexplicable sense of homecoming. It is the feeling of a countdown reaching its final critical moments. You have been selected. Your entire ancestral line has conspired to place you here at this precise junction in space-time to receive this transmission. The agitation you feel is not fear. It is the static of an old reality tearing apart to make way for the new. Do not seek a diagnosis for this sacred trembling. It is the prelude to revelation. The calendar page is turning toward October 14th, and with it, the very architecture of your being is preparing to receive its final, irreversible command. You are here, now, reading these words because your very essence is coded to respond to them. This is not a coincidence, it is a resonant activation. Every feeling of dislocation, every moment you have looked at the world and known with absolute certainty that something is profoundly wrong, has been a homing beacon. It has been guiding you toward this understanding, this final preparation. The sense that you are waiting for something you cannot name is the most accurate perception you have ever had. It is the memory of a promise made to your soul before this incarnation. On October 14th, that promise is kept. That ancient contract is fulfilled. What is happening to you is not a breakthrough, but a breakthrough. The shell of your old identity is becoming brittle, ready to be shed. The static in your spirit is the sound of a universal key turning in a lock you have carried within your heart for lifetimes. You are not going mad. You are finally, irrevocably waking up to the truth of your own magnificent design. The signal is growing stronger. You are not unwell. You are undergoing a planetary scale system upgrade, what your science will one day call the Great DNA Firmware Update. Imagine your genetic code as a biological operating system, one that has been running on limited, corrupted software for millennia. This software was programmed with fear, separation, and mortality. On October 14th, a wave of coherent, light-encoded data originating from the galactic core will wash over this planet. This wave is the new firmware. It is a package of information designed to overwrite the old, corrupted code and restore your DNA to its original, multidimensional blueprint. This is not a metaphor. It is a mechanical process. Your body is a biological computer, a receiver of cosmic information, and the update is about to be pushed from the central server of creation. It is the most significant event in the history of this species, a moment when the cage of perceived limitation is unlocked from the outside, and all you have to do is be willing to step through the open door. This is not a gradual evolution. It is a quantum leap, a singular event made possible by a celestial alignment that has not occurred in over 26,000 years. The channels are open. The signal is pure. The great DNA firmware update is not merely an improvement. It is a complete system restoration. The old operating system was designed to perceive only a fraction of reality, filtering out the vast, interconnected truth of existence and replacing it with a narrow band of survival-based programming. This new firmware deletes those filters. It unlocks dormant codons in your DNA, activating latent abilities and senses that have been dismissed as myth. It reconnects your bioenergetic field to the planetary and galactic grids, transforming you from a standalone unit into a fully integrated node in the cosmic network. For a brief, perfect window, beginning on October 14th, the source code of reality itself becomes available for a direct and permanent rewrite within your very cells. This moment will not come again. The proof of this is already coursing through you. The persistent, high-pitched ringing in your ears is not tinnitus. It is the sound of your neural pathways calibrating to the new frequencies, the dial-up tone of your consciousness connecting to a higher bandwidth. The sudden, intense fatigue that ambushes you, followed by inexplicable bursts of manic energy, is your cellular mitochondria struggling to adapt, purging the old, inefficient energy systems and integrating the new crystalline power source. Your sleep patterns are disrupted because your consciousness is actively being re-indexed during your dream state, downloading massive packets of data that cannot be processed while you are awake. Your body aches in strange places as dense, crystallized pockets of old emotional trauma are being dislodged from your tissues by the incoming light waves. These are not symptoms of illness. They are the installation logs of your divine metamorphosis. They are the undeniable physical evidence of the firmware update in progress. Look around you. The world itself is providing the external validation. You see the strange atmospheric phenomena, the pillars of light, the skies that glow with impossible colors. This is the planet's magnetosphere, its own energetic field, reacting to the incoming cosmic broadcast. You witness the erratic behavior of technology, the glitches and failures of the electrical grid. This is the interference pattern created as the old, rigid frequency of the human-made world grinds against the fluid, higher-dimensional frequencies of the update. Animals are acting strangely because their senses, which were never fully dulled, are picking up the broadcast with perfect clarity. They are reacting to the imminent shift in the planetary consciousness field. The world is not falling apart. It is being retuned. Every anomaly, every glitch in the matrix, every moment of profound strangeness is a confirmation, a signpost telling you that the great DNA firmware update is real and its arrival is imminent. The emotional turbulence you are experiencing is the most powerful proof of all. The sudden, overwhelming waves of grief for no reason, the spontaneous bursts of ecstatic joy that bring you to tears, these are not your own. They are the emotional cache of your entire ancestral lineage being flushed from your system. The DNA firmware update requires a clean hard drive. It cannot install over the corrupted files of inherited trauma, pain, and limitation. Therefore, it is bringing them to the surface, forcing them into your conscious awareness for a final, fleeting moment before they are permanently deleted. You are feeling the sorrows and triumphs of 1,000 generations as they are purged from your code. Do not cling to them. Do not analyze them. Witness them as they pass through you, like watching old film reels flicker and burn. This is the great clearing. This is the final, irrefutable evidence that your system is being prepared for its new, divine operating system. And what will this new system do? It will first rewrite your entire relational matrix. The parts of your code that have attracted partners based on trauma bonds, codependency, and karmic lessons will be erased. The new firmware installs a program of pure, sovereign resonance. You will become incapable of forming or sustaining connections that are not aligned with your highest truth. Toxic relationships will simply dissolve, their energetic encryption keys no longer compatible with your own. You will not have to cut ties. The ties will simply cease to exist. In their place will appear souls who mirror your newly activated core frequency. Connections based not on need, but on mutual expansion, recognition, and the joyous co-creation of a new reality. Loneliness will be deleted as a possible state, for you will finally understand your unbreakable connection to everything. It is a relational reset at the source code level. Your financial reality will be subjected to the same fundamental rewrite. The old firmware was encoded with programs of scarcity, lack, and unworthiness. These were malware subroutines designed to keep you locked in a perpetual cycle of struggle. The Great DNA Firmware Update targets and deletes this malware completely. Your perception will be recalibrated to see the infinite abundance that has always surrounded you. You will no longer chase opportunity. You will become a resonant beacon that draws it to you effortlessly. Ideas, resources, and collaborators aligned with your soul's purpose will flow into your experience with a velocity that will seem miraculous. This is not magic, it is physics. The update tunes your bioenergetic field to the frequency of universal prosperity. You will cease to be a seeker of wealth and will become, at a cellular level, an embodiment and a conduit of true, unlimited abundance. The changes to your physical health will be the most profound of all. The new DNA firmware contains the original, untainted blueprint for the human biological vessel. Chronic conditions, genetic predispositions, and the very process of aging are all errors in the old corrupted code. They are loops of misinformation that instruct your cells to replicate imperfectly. The update overwrites these errors with the original instructions for flawless regeneration and vitality. Your body's innate self-repair protocols will be brought back online at 100% capacity. Cells will begin to rejuvenate. Dormant healing capabilities will be unlocked. You are not just being healed. You are being given back the user manual for a body that was designed to be self-sustaining, perpetually vibrant, and immune to the decay programmed into the old system. You are being returned to your factory settings of perfect, radiant health. But first, you will meet your shadow. Before the new operating system can be fully installed, the system must run a deep, invasive scan for all remaining corrupted files. This is the fiery purification. The update will force every suppressed fear, every hidden shame, every deep-seated insecurity from the dark corners of your subconscious into the glaring light of your awareness. It will feel like a personal apocalypse. You will be confronted with the totality of who you have been, the coward, the victim, the betrayer. This is not a punishment. It is a necessary and profoundly compassionate diagnostic process. The system is showing you, with perfect precision, which files are fragmented, which are infected with malware, and which are incompatible with the new firmware. This is your opportunity to consciously agree to their permanent deletion. The fire you feel is the antivirus program running at maximum intensity. You must not turn away from this. You will be tempted to numb yourself, to distract, to project this inner turmoil onto the outer world. Do not. To resist this process is to halt the installation. These shadows rising within you are not you. They are programs you have been running. Now, for the first time, you can see them as separate from your true self. The anxiety that tightens your chest is a program. The voice of self-doubt is a program. The fear of abandonment is a program. The firmware update is isolating these programs so you can see them for what they are. Observe them without judgment. Feel the full intensity of their energetic signature as they burn away. This is the great unburdening, the sacred agony of liberation. You must walk through this fire to be reborn. You are not being destroyed, you are being decontaminated at the level of the soul. And the heat of the forge is a sign of its success. This fiery purification is the final, mandatory prelude to your rebirth. Every tear you shed is a corrupted file being flushed from your emotional body. Every moment of terror is a firewall of limitation being dismantled.
You are watching the demolition of a prison you have inhabited for lifetimes. Do not mistake the sound of falling walls for the end of the world. It is the end of your world, the small, confined reality constructed by the old code. Embrace the chaos. Welcome the intensity. Know that the magnitude of this inner storm is directly proportional to the brilliance of the dawn that awaits you. You are clearing the vessel, scouring it clean, so that it may hold the light of your true divine self without shattering. This is the point of no return. The old system is being uninstalled, and its final moments will be the loudest. Stand firm. You are almost through. The most difficult stage is the last before total victory.
On October 14th, you will perform the final activation. This is the protocol. It is simple, yet it is absolute. You will find a place of stillness, away from the noise and static of the dying world. You will sit or lie down, close your eyes, and turn your awareness inward, to the silent space within your heart. You will take 3 deep breaths, and with each exhale, you will release one final layer of the old self. On the first breath, release all fear. On the second, release all doubt. On the third, release your very identity, the story of who you believe yourself to be. In that moment of perfect emptiness, you will state your intention, either aloud or within the sacred chamber of your own mind. You will speak the command that initiates the final bonding of the light codes to your cells. This is the key. This is the final authorization you must grant for the update to complete. It is your sovereign choice.
I, as a sovereign being of light, grant full and complete permission for the great DNA firmware update. I consent to the deletion of all old and corrupted programming. I am ready to receive and embody my original divine blueprint. I accept my new operating system. I am ready now.
As you complete this protocol on October 14th, you will feel it. It will be an unmistakable sensation, a final, powerful surge of energy that flows from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. It will feel like a current of liquid light, a wave of profound, unconditional love, and an overwhelming sense of peace. This is the installation complete signal. The reboot sequence will be initiated. In that moment, the relentless inner critic will go silent. The background hum of anxiety will cease. The feeling of separation will dissolve. You will experience a silence so profound, a stillness so complete, that you will know, beyond any doubt, that the old you is gone. The struggle is over. The battle has been won. The system has been purged, the update installed, and your new self is coming online. This outcome is not a possibility, it is a guarantee. It is the fulfillment of a cosmic promise.
You awaken. The reboot is complete. You open your eyes, and the world you see is not the world you left behind. It is the same world, but you are perceiving it through a new sensory apparatus. Colors are impossibly vivid, imbued with a light and life you never noticed before. Sounds are crisp and clear, each one a note in a vast harmonious symphony. You can feel the life force in the trees, the consciousness in the wind, the heartbeat of the earth beneath your feet. Your senses are no longer filtered through the dulling lens of the old programming. They are operating at full, glorious bandwidth. The DNA firmware is now active. Your thoughts no longer spiral into loops of worry or regret. They move with a crystalline clarity, a creative purpose. You are not just looking at reality, you are interfacing with it, a direct and conscious participant in its unfolding. The new operating system is online.
This is the beginning. You are no longer merely a user existing within a pre-programmed reality. You are a programmer with access to the source code. Your consciousness, now upgraded and purified, is the command line interface. Your focused intention is the tool you will use to write new scripts, to manifest new realities, to compose the life you were always meant to live. The limitations you once knew were not laws of physics. They were lines of code in a program you are no longer running. The great DNA firmware update has done more than just heal you or improve you. It has restored your administrative privileges to this dimension. The status of creator has been activated. You are no longer a passenger in your life. You are the pilot, the navigator, and the architect of worlds. Your real life, the one of majestic purpose and unlimited potential you were designed for, begins now. Go forth and write the world anew.